Guys, it's Kathy, and I'm so sorry I'm a few minutes late. Well, actually, it is 20 minutes late, so I do apologize. We were, oh my gosh, getting ready for our leadership. Ready for our leadership retreat. Let me say this. All right. Who's joining us? Who is joining us today? I'll wait for a few of you. Up, somebody joined up. Who's there? Make sure you let us know. Goodness, this lighting is really so blaring. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. Hey, guys. We've got 3 of you in your seats already. Hey, Jen. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Who else is there? Listen, guys, well, I'll wait until you guys, until we've got everybody in their seats. Yeah, let me move this way. Maybe this is going to be a little bit better. I just don't like, there's so much lighting on my face. All right. Hey, hi, Esther. How are you? Tracy, Amanda, yes. Sandra she's been wanting to know, where am I? Yeah, Sandra, I'm right here. Hey, Tammy. Yeah. Hello, guys. Brienne, how are you? Boy, that's an unusual name, Brienne. I've got lots of Briannas and friends like that, so that's beautiful. Yeah, we'll just take a minute and wait till everybody gets in their seat. Okay, and then we'll get started. I hope you're having a great Thursday. What can I ask you guys to do today? What do you think about, when do you put your tree up? Oh, I'm sorry, Sandra. I apologize. I was supposed to come in at noon. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I actually thought about doing a poll to find out if 12 noon is better for you guys for these trainings here in the 2018 and beyond, or if later at the night is better. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll create a poll because I know some of you do work outside the home, and 12 noon is a good time for me typically, but again, now I'm running over, and so Sandra is not able to be there. I'm so sorry. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? And Nancy? Okay, so your tree. So a lot of people put their trees up right after Thanksgiving. Some people wait till Christmas Eve. I've heard some people waiting till Christmas Eve to put their tree up, or they decorate at Christmas Eve. So I was just wondering. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, and that way, hey, good afternoon, Jackie, and that way Sandra can stay as long as possible. But Sandra, we've got it recorded, so girl, you can watch on your way home and stuff like that, but I do apologize. I'm so sorry. All right, so one of the things I had posted earlier in the group is that, you guys want to make sure that, and especially we're going to do this together. So, one of the things about ending this year is to acquire some good habits that we're going to take over into 2018. And one of the habits I'd love for us to do is to settle in and start closing sales and building relationships. Now, it's easy to do when you're at an in-home party. In fact, that's probably one of the things that we're gonna review again, because I'm gonna actually, towards the end of this year, I'm gonna actually dissect your party for you, where I'm gonna strategically talk about the different slices of your party, so that everything is so intentionally prepared by you going into 2018 that you won't be leaving anything to chance. Because once you get that party foundation strong, then it's just really tweaking it based on a funny story that you may tell that happened that you bring into your next party. It's maybe a fun product that one of your customers share a story about, and all of a sudden you bring that story into your party. One of the things I say to you guys all the time, and I really want to make sure that it resonates with you, we are paid storytellers. So when you go to, when somebody contacts you to ask a question, place an order, ask for your website, there's always a story that you can tell at that time to reconnect and engage that person if you ask a question about her. So it's really connecting with her. In fact, I talked to a leader this morning, and there's two types of people. There's, let's say, for example, you're walking down the road, down the sidewalk, looking for a particular store or restaurant. And you stop someone and say to them, no, let me reverse it. So somebody walks up to you on a sidewalk and says, can you tell me where the Buttercream's Bakery is? Now, there's two ways of answering that question. The first way is, hey, Amanda, Kelly, the first way is to say, oh my gosh, you're right down here on the right. That's one way of answering it. The second way of answering it is for you to say, oh my goodness, you're so close and you're going to absolutely love it. In fact, my favorite recipe or bakery item to buy there is this. It's just one of my favorites. You'll love it. Is to add value to that conversation by the amount of information you share. Do you guys get it? Do you guys understand where I'm going with this? So when someone asks about a question about a product, do you answer it, or do you first say, well, may I ask you a question? Are you replacing it? Are you using it for day? Are you using it for night? I mean, are you taking the time to really to focus on being an active listener and getting into that person's life just by one additional step you take, which is to question them? That's where we come in with relationships. That's where I think some of you that are having trouble with your customer groups, I think it's because you are making statements and you are announcing and you are broadcasting, lecturing, training versus getting questions first. How many of you have you ever? It's just so important that we take this time at this time of year, because you're busy and you're thinking everybody else is busy. And you know what? I'm here to tell you guys, having someone settle in the moment with you can be huge. In fact, let me tell you what I wanted to start out with. And the other thing I want to make sure you guys don't do between now and the end of the year, as we're building relationships to get our 2018 calendar filled, relationships flourishing, referrals. Oh my goodness. Someone will refer you if they feel like the way you treated them, you will treat their friend, right? So I brought this ring out because this was a ring that was introduced at my first convention at Lemongrass Spa. And it just reminds me of the shiny object we're always chasing. And in fact, something funny, and I'm going to call Joy out, and I'm sure she doesn't mind, but yesterday's call with Kimberly, with Kimberly, she mentioned a Q code or QV, or I forget what the term was, but it was the codes that come off the back of when you buy something that you can snap. You guys know what I mean. But anyway, so she and so Joy was like, oh, what's that? And I had to laugh because I know Joy personally. We've had calls, not personally, but we've had calls, and I know she's working on grounding her business and doing things the right way. And so to me, that was a shiny object that all of a sudden she's like, oh my gosh, maybe I need to do that. No, guys, the things you need to do, and that's why I posted that post earlier today, if you haven't seen it, it's really, people are going to rely on you, and I'm going to get it up because I want to just read it to you back again. It's in this group here that we're part of. But people they want to know the you. They want to know who you are. They want to know who they're buying from. They want to know who they're joining. And these are things that, unless you spend the time, focus on value and relationships. It will trump everything else out there, including new technology, new way of doing business, shiny objects. You want to build a loyal customer base starting today. So you start with your why and you lead with why, not how or what. Because people join people. They want, it's like when, for those of you that are starting your business out or maybe restarting, when you announce to your friends that you are joining Lemongrass Spa, they don't care. They don't care that you're joining a company. When you say, this is the reason I've decided, the products have done this for me. Again, remember, you're the storyteller. So that's why it's so important when we're in a sales role, is that you first acquire the relationship and you find the solutions for what they're sharing with you. So I think it's just really important that we acquire this heart this early on. Now, I've written a couple things that I wanted to share with you guys on this call. Some of you might be thinking, Kathy, I'm not good at sales. And it's because you're trying to sell. You're not cultivating relationships. And you are good at selling. Believe it or not, this is the way you sell every single day. Our kids, well, first of all, our kids are really good at selling. Our kids sell to us every day. We sell to our kids every day to get them to do what we want to do. I mean, think about it. When your child asks for something and you have to say no, or you have to, maybe manage that conversation a little bit, you don't say no because mom said so. You say no, and this is why I think, honey, it's not a good time, right? We do it all the time. I have a girlfriend that's an attorney, and she said, you know what, Kathy, I never thought I was a salesperson, but I sell to the jury. I sell to the jury when I give my closing statements. And she's absolutely right. And, as women, we're exceptional. We're exceptional at presenting things. And that's what our jobs will do. What we do with Lemongrass Spa is we present. We present our products in a way that is logical and it's compassionate. And, that's where this communication really, you don't have to be a good speaker to speak from your heart. You want to be your authentic self and you share the experience, and that way you're relating to people from your heart. And if you marry those two things, if you put those two things together, always say, this is what I'm recommending and here's why. Or I'd love to have you invite a few friends and this is what I'd love to be able for your friends to experience. That's a booking commercial, right? That's a booking commercial. How did you love the body polish? Did you know? And then you add some more tips to the body polish. And I would love to be able to share more of this information about how to take better care of your feet, because I'm all about the body polish with my feet. In January, why don't we do a girls' night out and do a sip and soak? I love that. Karen gave me that, and I'm sure Sip and Soap's been around for a while, but Karen, I'm actually working on a graphic for Sip and Soap. So did you see what I did though? Is I first asked them about a product they already own, or maybe somebody comes to me and says, I'm thinking about the body polish. Oh my goodness gracious, you will so love it. Tell me what you're thinking about using it for, right? So I didn't automatically tell them what my feeling was about the body polish. I asked them a question. Tell me what you're thinking you might use it for, right? Oh my goodness, that's so great. May I add a couple other suggestions I have found? And when I do my in-home sip and soaks, this is what experience. Would you like to know a little bit more about our sip and soaks? So do you see, I'm making a conversation that doesn't say, book with me, buy from me. It's an ongoing conversation. And yes, this can be done texting. There's no reason you can't do it texting or personal message. However, my feeling is going into 2018 and beyond is when you are messaging someone, what would it take for you to say to that person, do you have a minute? Let's just, if they're on Messenger anyway, why would you not say, let's video chat. Now, most times your customers and your friends and family members are going to say, I don't know how to do that. No, you know how to do it. Say, no problem at all. I've got you covered. So again, the key is you guys, as women, we know how to get things done. We just don't take the time to build on something that comes our way. So and we're nurturing. If you saw somebody, out on the street that fell down, adult or a child, you go to them and you'd automatically say, when you get home, you may want to do this. I don't know why we don't look at our customers as same way as we look as somebody in need, because our customers are in need. I think it's the fact that you think you have to sell to them. And no, we don't have to sell to our customers. We don't have to sell to that question. I mean, if you go in and you scroll into your news feed and you see your friends commenting and asking questions and making statements, I promise you there is something about what you do that you could do a direct message to them and ask more questions and then say, why don't, you know what, let me send you a sample. I think that's going to help. Or why don't I share a little bit more about how Lemongrass Spa has helped our family financially. I mean, there are so many things that we offer with this company that goes beyond a sale. And yet it will get to a result because of the fact that you were caring, that you were nurturing, that you were helping, that you were listening to that person you're talking with. And I think that's where the disconnect is coming in with your groups. And I think it's a disconnect coming in when you have virtual parties, because I don't think you are interviewing and asking that host the right question to help her determine if she is a good candidate for Facebook parties. I think that's the problem. And even if she's a good candidate, the other side of the coin, the flip side of the coin is, do your friends stay on Facebook with you? Do you have that community of friends on Facebook? Because she might be posting all day long, the cat videos and recipes. I have friends that do that all the time. They post all day long, but I can tell that their friends are not connecting with them, right? I mean, it's fun. They're having a good time, but I don't see the relationship going on because, again, think about what she's doing. She's not adding value. She's just simply making people laugh, which is nothing wrong with that, but there's got to be a balance. Again, what I want you guys to do is be yourself. I want you to have conversations with people. And the other thing I want to make sure we leave this call with is, remember, it's about the other person. It's about what's in it for someone else. I mean, throughout that investigation, throughout that chipping away at the real issue, chipping away to get to the real issue, you might find that all of a sudden you have a product for them, you have a business for them, but don't go into it thinking you want to sell them something. If somebody lands in your lap or in your day, for whatever reason at all, take the time to figure out who they are, what they're about, what are some of the things that you might be able to offer them. And again, it can come through in all sorts of ways. It can come through with a question. It can come through with a product sale. The biggest thing is the product sale. I see you guys wanting to take that order. Well, if that's all that you're interested in, which I know it's not, but let's pretend it is, then go to Target. Check them out. Be the checker at Target. It's a lot less, emotional, because you get a real paycheck every time you work, instead of having to wonder if you're going to get paid for that comment that you made or that engagement with that person. Our business is all about relationships. It's all about being transparent. It's all about being authentic. And it's all about relating to people from your heart and finding out, taking them where they are and where they might go with your help. It's all about where you can help them, but it has to be about them. It has to be about just taking the time to uncover and discover, right? So it's uncovering and it's discovering. So let's take a look at the sales that you got from Black Friday and the events that you have with the 12 days of Christmas. And I'll just start current. Every single person is an opportunity to be a little more connected to you and with you. You're doing this for them, not to them. So you can have so many different ways to be creative, get creative. I mean, how many of you, when somebody places an order, and I think I put this in the group, how many of you, or maybe I put it in the mock group, how many of you, oh no, here it is. So how many of you take one step, and I did put it in here, where I wanted to encourage you to do a handwritten note and read what I say. I wanted to say thank you again because you've already put that graphic up there and you guys think, oh my gosh, that graphic's fabulous. No, it is the first step in making yourself memorable in that person's life. That graphic means nothing. That thank you graphic means nothing to making that relationship cemented, because everybody does graphics in Facebook. I mean, everybody does. So it's not, you're not setting yourself apart. How you're setting yourself apart is you have a handwritten note that says, I wanted to say thank you again. This coupon for $5 off your next purchase with me can be used I mean, it's just, and yes, of course, you're thinking, but Kathy, we're doing business with a thank you note. Of course you are. But you're giving in that thank you note, right? And if they decide to use it, you're getting back. So again, it's just to give to get. And there's nothing wrong with that because you're starting first. You are giving. You're not taking an order from them and getting commission. You are offering and to get a circle back to start that relationship. So that's why I think if somebody places an order and you want to take the time to say, listen, I noticed that I just got an order from you for that that healing elements, are there, tell me a little bit about what you're going to use it for. Tell me a little bit about what you're going to use it for. What are some of the things that I might be able to add value to that healing element? There's so many uses for it. I mean, again, you guys have a gold mine with these customers. You have a gold mine. So every customer should become a step closer to inviting them to be a host, to inviting them to be a team member. So it should not stay as an order. It has to be elevated, and it's like the seed. They're your seed. Okay, so they're your seed in your garden, and you're watering that with the caring and the love and compassion and everything you are. You're watering that person that was an order. And now what grows from that person? Well, of course, they're going to grow into a stronger customer that does referrals, but they also could grow into a host, because if you're not asking, it's automatic no. And again, you are inviting them to be part of an experience that's happening in January. It's an experience that's happening. You're not asking them to book. You're not asking them to do a party. It's an experience that we're offering in January, right? And the experience could be the white sale. I mean, how fun that all their friends that come will get an experience of shopping as with the white sale that everybody is notoriously doing in January. All the stores offer white sale. Or you maybe do the 5 with 5, where you have handpicked them and you thought about them because they've never had an opportunity to have a theme party with you, a 30-minute facial, a hand spa, call it something. You've got customers out there, and have you ever thought about every single customer should be asked or invited to have their own experience with them friends? I mean, have you actually taken the time to do that? Again, if you've never asked, it's always a no. And so going back to these Black Friday and these 12 days of Christmas, start there. Start direct messaging them with a love note, send them a thank you note, and follow up with them. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable at the time that you're direct messaging them, thanking them for their order, to offer them the opportunity to experience your January, then don't do it. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. However, you absolutely want to do it when you follow up. So that's, again, take all the experience, all the pop-ups, let's say, the activity, take all the activity of Black Friday and 12 days and use those as a core to practice almost on what we're going to continue to do in 2018 and beyond. And that's to make sure every single customer feels that level of authenticity, of nurturing, of caring, because when you least expect it, you will change that person's life, and you don't know who it is. So So you do it for everybody because you don't know who it is. And again, think about everybody now that you just have gotten orders from as seeds. And you're planting a garden for 2018. So those seeds have been planted with orders. And then you start watering. And the watering is not, when you water a seed, you don't see anything back. You just know it's what you decided to do to care and feed and love on that seed. Because eventually you hope to have flowers. But you guys know you'll plant 100 seeds and maybe get 50 flowers. You know that. But that doesn't stop you from watering them or making sure that anything that's growing around them that could keep them from flourishing and thriving, that you take care of. And those are your customer care calls. I mean, again, there's so many analogies I could use, but the bottom line is I want you guys to start making a change in the way you view your customers. And I want you to look at them as potential opportunities for 2018 for a variety of opportunities. And listen, some of your best customers, once they start to feel your love and your nurturing and your care, they will absolutely be someone that if you said, I'm looking for referrals this month, I have a goal to be able to reach out and get 5 new customers that I've never met. Would you like to be part of what I'm offering for referrals this month? Now remember, you're looking for it this month. Would you like to be part? I'm offering, and you just, offer whatever you do for referrals. But if you focus on that, you can only go to those individuals that you have care and fed. Because if you just out of the blue say, I'm looking for referrals, and somebody said, well, good luck with that because I haven't heard from you in 2 years, or, what good is that? So again, if you're thinking 2018 and beyond, and we're looking at opportunities to grow our business, through people that are referring us that we haven't met them yet. Remember, and I know I'm going all over the place, but I know you guys get this. You're looking at me on this screen. Behind me, I have 20 friends that you have yet to meet. So how do you meet my 20 friends? Well, of course, you experience my friends by you inviting me to have an opportunity to meet my friends. And by the way, when you invite me to have an opportunity to meet my friends, you best be telling me what my friends are going to experience. Because what you tell me they're going to experience, I'm going to go back to my friends and say, oh my gosh, listen, Joy is doing hand spas for us, and she's going to come with cute gloves for all of us. And by the way, I love the cute glove idea because hand spas are huge. You guys know how I feel about hand spas. Your hands are exposed just like your face. They show your age just like your face. I don't know. I think we just think of a hand spa experience as attaching it to something else. Hand spas can stand alone, especially if you have an evening event where people have to get in and out. It's a spa hour with hand spa treatments, and everybody leaves with a cute pair of gloves. And you know what? Let me say something about the gloves. Yes, you only pay $1 for them, and you get them at the Big Lots or the dollar store, etc. But how many people do you think out there don't own gloves? And you're probably thinking, oh, Kathy, everybody owns gloves. No, I know some people don't because they don't even have $1 to spend on lunch. So they don't have $1 for their gloves. I can tell you their dollar is better spent. So you might even be gifting someone a pair of gloves that she may give to her child. And you guys might think it's ridiculous, but it's not. I mean, I've been a single parent for a lot of years, and I'll tell you, I watched every single penny, and even $1 spent somewhere where I didn't have to spend it was $1 I didn't spend. And there are a lot of people out there like that. So if you have a business that you should have, because you're doing 4 parties each month, you started strong, you did 4 parties when you set up your first 30 days, and so that's the model that you're using or more, because those 4 parties are in home, and then you've got the Facebook and your catalog parties. That's a whole nother topic. But if you have that built into your business, then there is some return on your investment as far as you're going to be reinvesting some of your commission, your paycheck, back into something like dollar gloves. And one of the things that I'm so sensitive, guys, about is somebody says to me, what should I offer? And I always say, you know what? It's up to you, because financially, I don't know where you're at. However, there are times where, like, if you're doing a date, a party, and whatever date you date your party, like the 7th of January, I'm going to give you this for $7. You best be having whatever you're offering for $7. You best believe it should be something that they would not ever be able to afford themselves. So it's not a $10 healing element. Yes, it could be a espresso scrub, or even a body polish. I don't even mind that. But again, however, that's where you've got to say to yourself, I'm running a business. And this is the way that I invest into my calendar, by giving some of these types of specials. The white sale, the 5 with 5, because the 5 with 5, you bring gifts in for all 5 of her friends. And then she has a special gift because she was the host chosen to be on your calendar for that 5 with 5 concept. But anyway, so go back to the individual. So when you want to meet my 20 friends, you want to tell me what you're going to be doing for them, because it's not just about me setting a date on my calendar. I could do that all day long, but it's then giving me the motivation and the reason to brag about you to my friends. And that's how you treat me. That's the way you treat that individual. It can be a host, it can be a customer, it can be an order. But we need to be grounded into every experience and make sure they're getting the best of us. And that is where we move away from selling and really start building relationships. And then you will get the sales, and then you will get the referrals. And then of course somebody would say, oh my gosh, I'd love to have you meet my friends. Let's pick a date. Because that's really what you're doing when you set them up on your calendar, is you are asking, did you like me? Can I meet your friends? Would you invite me over to meet your family, right? And that's why in-home parties are huge, because how you relate as you walk in the door is a memory that you can never duplicate during a Facebook party, ever. You never get to meet their dog, their cat, their husband, their wife, or their kids. You don't get any of that with a Facebook party. You so totally cement that memory at their home. I could go on and on with that. Okay. All right, let's see. So I think that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Let's start today. We're gonna go back to your past customers of 2017 and maybe even 2016. But today what I want you guys to do is I want you to intentionally look at the orders that you have received in November and the orders you received in December. And I wanted you to use those customers as almost pilots, as looking at each order and what could you say and do with that particular person that you are loving the change. You're loving the way you have changed towards that sale. And then when you start to feel that difference, then from there, you'll start to understand why it will be so much easier to have that relationship ongoing in your community groups and direct messaging to offer them the opportunity to get their friends together and bring you in as a gift to their friends. Because you're giving to get. You're giving yourself to get something back from them. But if they don't perceive any value in you because they don't have that relationship with you, they're not going to book with you. I can promise you that's the difference in somebody that has a full calendar and that's somebody that is just spotty. It's the amount of time they take to cultivate that relationship. And it's not even, I don't even think it's time, it's what they do. It's what do you do to make a difference in that customer's life that sets you apart from the Target. And listen, I've been in Target. I don't want to bash Target, because I have been in Target where I wanted to hire that person. I wanted to say, oh my gosh, you're so hired, because of how that person, man or woman, treated me while they were touching my products and ringing me up, right? And you guys have too. I mean, you've seen it with waitresses. You've seen it with people that handle customer support. it's the transparency, it's being authentic. Listen, they weren't trained that way. They are that way. And you guys are that way. I know you are. I read your stories in the community group. I feel your heart. I see your heart. I see the transparency. And then for some reason, when you get to your customer, you become something different. Why? Right? As women, we have it. We have it all. So now what I want you to do is I want you to stay true to you, and I want you to start treating customers the way you would treat customers, and don't look at them as a price tag. Not at all. It has nothing to do with selling. The sales are done because we're going to be using the sales from November and December, and now it's time to make a difference in those people's lives. Now, I do want to say this. Some will and some won't. It's not a numbers game. It's not how many. It's you're consistent, and some will respond to it and some won't respond to it. And that's okay. We don't change just because we're not seeing results. We do this because it's the right thing to do. All right, let's see if we have any questions, and then we'll need to scoot. Oh, my battery's running low. Let me get my charger. Yeah. Oops, sorry about that. I shouldn't have. Okay. Has this been helpful, guys? Can you guys kind of relate to this type of training? Because I know it's more of a feel-good training, but I really think it's going to make a difference in how you run how you are you. I think it's going to make a difference. Oh, that's okay, Rachel. We relate. Yep. So no problem, sweetie. Yep. Okay. It stopped working? Did it stop working, guys? All right. So can you guys still hear me? Everything's okay? Let me have some hearts if you guys can hear me. Okay, I got one heart. So, hey, and I know that's joy. I recognize that thing. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully this is good. Oh, good. You see some art. Yes. Okay. You can see. Okay. Great. Yep. Kind of a dead spot there for a while. And I'm like, oh my gosh, was I not talking to anybody? But this is recording. So whether you guys got it at first or not. Anyway. All right. So, oh, it did for a while. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully it goes through okay. All right. So I'm going to scoot, and I have a call with Joy now, and I want to go ahead and respect the fact that I had to push her out a little bit. So, oh my goodness, we have a 1 o'clock call. So Joy and I are fine. All right. So, guys, I hope this has been helpful. I really want to start this time in this time of your business, of the month, the year, where we are acquiring good habits. And one of the things that is going to be the strongest habit you could ever give is you, and how you spend the time when you're in the moment with that customer, when they have that sale, etc. So all right, you guys have a great rest of your day, and stay warm. You can see I've got a turtleneck on because it is really chilly here today, and we always keep it chilly in the house too. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day. Love you so much. And I'll be back tomorrow. I haven't decided the topic yet, but I'll do a poll, and I'll try to we'll figure out what's the best time if noon isn't. So anyway, all right, guys, have a great day. Love you. Bye-bye.